Hello, dear DSC candidates. Welcome back to my Grammar for Success channel. I am Koresh Babu, a retired lecturer in English from Hyderabad. In this video, I am going to give you a roundup of English content part 2. I therefore request all of you to pay a very good attention to this video till the end without skipping it in the middle. I also request all of you to consider subscribing to my channel and also sharing this video with all your friends who are also going to take the DSC examination very shortly along with you. Thank you so much. Now let's get into the video. A roundup of English content 2. That means in this video, I am going to give you the basic details of prose or essays, dramas, novels, and short stories. Only 12 items are left, and all about the remaining 12 items, 12 topics I am going to deal with in this video. I therefore request all of you to pay a very good attention to this video. Actually, this video was made a couple of days ago itself, but there occurred some lip word sync problem. That's a technical error. I don't know why it has occurred and how it is to be corrected or addressed. So that's why I have deleted that video. I have cancelled that video and I am again making this video afresh. You please pay a very good attention to this video. And here, first of all, I would like to talk to you about the basic details of prose essays. Prose essays means, in other words, you call them lessons, right? Whatever you can call them, they are the prose essays. And what is our first prose essay? Of studies. So here, of studies is our first essay. Okay, and about this of studies, I would like to give you some beautiful details. Keep all of them in your mind for your forthcoming examination. Here you pay attention. The writer of this essay of studies is Francis Bacon, and here his birth year and death year are also mentioned in the brackets. He was born in 1561 and he died in 1626. So with regard to these years, please, if you have any objection, you please bring it to my notice. Don't make negative comments and all that. So I'm a human being, I'm not a robot, because I have taken all these things from the books that I have with me. So in that book, it is given like this. If you contradict this year of birth or year of death, you can bring it to my notice. I will pin it to the video. Okay. And before you watch the video, I request all of you to read the pinned information that you can find in the comment section. So in the comments section, you can find the pinned information. If at all any more mistakes take place in this video, I will give all the corrections in the pinned information. And therefore, I request all of you to read the pinned information before you start watching the video. That's always important, because I'm a human being, to err is human. I might make some mistakes. I don't say that I'm superior to everybody. Naku telసిన matter nu mee kosam సేకరించి I am presenting all that matter here. Okay, and one or two comments I read yesterday, they were somewhat negative, that I don't like. Chala mistakes ఉన్నాయండి అలా చెప్పడం ఏంటి? అయ్యో నేను మాత్రం మనిషిని కాదా ఏంటి? సో దట్స్ వెరీ బ్యాడ్. అట్లా మీరు కామెంట్ చేస్తారు, అలా మిస్టేక్ ఉంది, దాన్ని కరెక్ట్ చేసి పిన్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ పెట్టండి. దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ యూ షుడ్ సే. అట్లా చెప్పకుండా ఇంకేదో నెగటివ్ మాట్లాడడం, దట్ ఐ డిడ్ంట్ లైక్ ఎస్టర్డే. ఓకే, వాట్ ఎవర్ ఇట్ ఈస్. సో ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ ఎనీ మోర్ మిస్టేక్స్ ఇన్ దిస్ వీడియో, యూ ప్లీజ్ బ్రింగ్ ఇట్ టు మై నోటీస్. అలాంటి తప్పుంది సార్, దీని ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ పిన్ చేయండి అని. పిన్ అంటే అక్కడ కామెంట్ సెక్షన్ లో పిన్డ్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఉంటుంది, అది ద మేకర్ ఆఫ్ ద వీడియోకే అక్కడ వస్తుంది. సో ఐ కెన్ పిన్ దట్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ దేర్. ప్లీజ్ హెల్ప్ మీ ఇన్ దట్ వే. ఓకే, అండ్ ద రైటర్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ essay is Francis Bacon. He was born in 1561 and died in 1626. And another important point about this writer is nationality. What is the nationality of this Francis Bacon? He was a Britisher, or he was an Englander, or he was an English writer. Francis Bacon was an English writer. Okay, and here central theme. What is the central theme of this essay? The value and practical utility of studies. To these studies, there is some value. Okay, if you read extensively, what happens, you are sure to get immense knowledge. Okay, but you have to use that immense knowledge that you acquire through reading books for good purposes, but not for boasting. నాట్ ఫర్ బోస్టింగ్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్ ఆఫ్ సుపీరియర్ నాలెడ్జ్ అండ్ ఆల్ దట్. చదువుకున్నామంటే కొంత జ్ఞానం వస్తుంది, ఆ జ్ఞానాన్ని మంచిగా వాడాలి, కానీ నాకు ఇంత జ్ఞానం ఉంది అని బడాయిగా మాట్లాడడం కోసం వాడడం మంచిది కాదు. సో దట్స్ వై నో హియర్ దట్ ఈస్ ద వాల్యూ ఆఫ్ స్టడీస్. దట్స్ ద ఫస్ట్ పాయింట్. And it also has some practical utility. That means, if you read various books, you can get some knowledge. That knowledge you can implement in your everyday life. Practical utility. In your everyday life, you can make use of that knowledge. నీవు పొందిన జ్ఞానాన్ని మరి ఎవ్రీడే లైఫ్లో అలా వాడడానికి కూడా వీలవుతుంది. కాబట్టి బికాస్ ఆఫ్ ది స్టడీస్ you get immense knowledge. That's one point. You can also make use of them in your everyday life. That's called practical utility. And you move on to the next point, message. What is the message given through this essay? Means reading maketh a full man. You know very well, this is the first message this Francis Bacon conveys through this essay. What is that? Reading makes a full man. If you read extensively, you become a full man. Full man means, in the sense, you will be filled with a lot of knowledge and you will become a knowledgeable person. అన్నీ తెలిసినటువంటి వ్యక్తిగా, ఒక నిండైన వ్యక్తిగా నీవు మారిపోతావు. కాబట్టి దట్ ఈస్ ఓన్లీ ద ఫస్ట్ అండ్ ఫార్మోస్ట్ అడ్వాంటేజ్ ఆఫ్ రీడింగ్ బుక్స్. అండ్ the other two things are also there. Speaking makes a ready man and writing makes an exact man. So these three things are there in that beautiful essay, right? And reading maketh a full man. Studies should be applied with judgment. So study should be applied with judgment means, that means, whatever the knowledge you acquire through reading books, you must apply that knowledge judiciously or wisely in your everyday life. నువ్వు పుస్తకాలు చదువుట ద్వారా పొందిన జ్ఞానాన్ని మరి జుడిషియస్లీ అంటే చాలా తెలివిగా నీ నిత్య జీవితంలో వాడుకోవాలి. అలా చేయాలని చెప్పడమే. దట్ ఈస్ ఓన్లీ ద మెసేజ్ హీ ఈస్ కన్వేయింగ్. దిస్ Francis Bacon is conveying through this essay, right? And you go to the next important point, tone. What is the tone of this essay? Means reflective. Reflective means thoughtful, meditative, contemplative. So he is making you to think about various things of reading. చదువుట గురించిన అనేక విషయాలను మీ చేత ఆలోచింప చేస్తూ ఉన్నాడు. చదవకపోతే తెలివి తక్కువ. ఎక్కువ చదివితే రెండు డిసడ్వాంటేజెస్ ఉన్నాయి. యూ మైట్ బికమ్ వెరీ ఆరోగాంట్, యూ మైట్ బికమ్ వెరీ వైజ్. తెలివైనోడు అవుతావు, ఒక అడ్వాంటేజ్. బాగా అహంభావి కూడా అవుతావు. దట్ డేంజర్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో దేర్. కాబట్టి నువ్వు తెలివైనోడు అవ్వాలంటే యూ మస్ట్ రీడ్ ద books very extensively, and that's why the tone of this essay is reflective, and it is also didactic. Didactic means what? It is instructional. Through this essay, this writer is instructing you, he is advising you, he is making suggestions to you about various things. That's why it is didactic. Didactic means instructional, right? And if you go to the next important point, year of publication. It was published, as far as my knowledge goes with this essay, నాకు తెలిసినంత మట్టుకి డీటెయిల్స్ ఇస్తున్నా. మీకు తప్ప అనుకుంటే నా దృష్టి తీసుకురండి, అంతే తప్ప ఇంకా డోంట్ కామెంట్ నెగటివ్లీ అండ్ ఆల్ దాట్ ప్లీజ్. అండ్ ఇయర్ ఆఫ్ పబ్లికేషన్ 1597 and revised in 1625. Okay, now let us move on to learn some more details about this essay and about this writer. Awards. What are the awards he has received in his lifetime? Means he was knighted in 1603. So this knighthood award is there. NIGHT, knighthood award. This is a prestigious honor conferred on those people that contributed to the literary world very richly, very extensively. సాహితీ రంగానికి ఎనలేని సేవ చేసినటువంటి వారికి ఒక గౌరవ సూచకంగా ఇచ్చే అవార్డు బ్రిటన్లో, ఇంగ్లాండ్లో ఇవ్వబడే అవార్డు నైట్హుడ్. That was conferred even on our Rabindranath Tagore also, you know that very well. And here he received this knighthood honor or award in 1603, and he was also conferred the award of Lord Chancellor of England. And you go to the next one, achievements. What are the achievements of this great writer? He was called father of empiricism. What is this empiricism? Empiricism means what? It's a theory that says that all knowledge will originate in experiences. అంటే అనుభవంలో నుంచే జ్ఞానం అనేది ఉద్భవిస్తుంది అని చెప్పేటటువంటి ఆ థియరీని ఎంపిరిసిజం అంటారు. అండ్ హీ వాజ్ ద ఫాదర్ ఆఫ్ దట్. హీ డెవలప్డ్ ద సైంటిఫిక్ మెథడ్. దిస్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో a very important aspect about Francis Bacon, and he says that the experiment should be you can say done on logical and rational observations and experiences, but not on assumptions, జనరల్ అజంప్షన్స్. ఏదో ఇలా ఉంటే అలా ఉంటుంది అని అలా అజంప్షన్స్ తోని ఒక ప్రయోగం చేయకుండా రేషనల్ అబ్జర్వేషన్స్, ఓకే, కాంక్రీట్ అబ్జర్వేషన్స్ అంటే బాగా అబ్జర్వ్ చేసి ఖచ్చితమైనటువంటి అబ్జర్వేషన్స్ ఆధారంగానే, రేషనల్ అబ్జర్వేషన్స్ ఆధారంగానే ఒక ప్రయోగాన్ని నిర్వహించాలి అని చెప్పినటువంటి వాడు ఈ యొక్క ఫ్రాన్సిస్ బేకన్. అండ్ హియర్ డెవలప్డ్ ద సైంటిఫిక్ మెథడ్. అండ్ హియర్ రికగ్నిషన్. వాట్ రికగ్నిషన్ did he receive in his lifetime? He received the recognition of his being a major Renaissance thinker and essayist. So he was the major Renaissance thinker and essayist. So he was a Renaissance means a revival of art or literature, samskritika punarujjeevanam, you know that very well. And he was called the major, the great Renaissance thinker and essayist. And literary period. To what literary period did he belong? Means he belonged to Renaissance period, and he also belonged to Elizabethan era, because during this Elizabethan era only this Renaissance movement came into effect, and that is why you can say that this Francis Bacon belonged to Renaissance period or Elizabethan era. Okay, these are the very important things about Francis Bacon. If you have any problem, please bring it to my notice in the comment section. Right, thank you so much. Now let's move on to other important essays. Second essay is self-reliance. It's a very important essay, and this was written by R.W. Emerson. He was born in 1803 and died in 1882. Okay, and now you move on to the next point, nationality. What is the nationality of this R.W. Emerson? He was an American writer. R.W. Emerson was an American writer, that you know very well. And here, central theme. What is the central theme of this self-reliance? Importance of individualism. Importance of individualism means, okay, you must give very good importance to your individualism or individuality. That means, you must respect your own individuality. You must give very good value to your own individuality. You should not bow down before others. నీకంటూ ఒక వ్యక్తిత్వం ఉంది. That means, you have your own separate entity, separate individualism, and don't compare it with others and feel otherwise. You have your own individuality. You respect it. Okay, you honor that. That means, you have to give appropriate importance to your own individuality, and also to non-conformity. Non-conformity means originality. What is that? Originality. So you must maintain originality. Don't try to behave like somebody else. Don't talk like somebody else. Okay, you talk and behave and live like yourself only. నీవుగానే జీవించాలి కానీ ఎవరికెవరిలాగానే ఉండడానికి ఎందుకు ట్రై చేస్తావు? So that means, you must maintain originality. You must maintain your own individuality. You should not bow down before others. So that is what he conveys through this essay, self-reliance. And here, message. What is the message being conveyed through this essay? Means here, trust yourself and your inner voice. This is very important. You must trust yourself. That means you must believe in your own talents, in your own abilities, in your own energy and all that. నీ శక్తియుక్తులలో నీకే నమ్మకం లేకపోతే పక్కోడికి నమ్మకం ఉంటుందా? కాబట్టి యు మస్ట్ ట్రస్ట్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్. యు మస్ట్ ట్రస్ట్ యువర్ ఇన్నర్ వాయిస్. వాట్ ఎవర్ యువర్ ఇన్నర్ వాయిస్ టెల్స్ యూ, దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ యు కాల్ ద సిక్స్త్ సెన్స్. యూ సమ్టైమ్స్ సే మై సిక్స్త్ సెన్స్ ఇస్ టెలింగ్ మీ సంథింగ్ లైక్ దట్. సో యూ జస్ట్ బిలీవ్ ఇన్ దట్ సిక్స్త్ సెన్స్. వాట్ ఎవర్ ఈజ్ యువర్ మైండ్ టెలింగ్ యూ, యూ జస్ట్ లిసన్ టు దట్. నీ మనసు చెప్తుంది విను, అకార్డింగ్లీ యు మూవ్ ఆన్, బట్ డోంట్ లిసన్ టు ద వర్డ్స్ ఆఫ్ అదర్స్. Okay, and therefore he is asking you through this essay to trust yourself and your inner voice, and don't imitate others. Don't imitate others. Okay, don't copy others. Don't try to behave like others. ఇతరులాగా ఉండడానికి ప్రయత్నం చేయకు. ఎందుకు వాళ్ళలాగా ఎందుకు ఉండాలి? నువ్వులాగా ఉండడానికి కుదరదా? So don't imitate others, don't copy others. So that is this is a beautiful message being conveyed through this essay by R.W. Emerson. ఇంత మంచిగా ఉంది. నిన్ను నమ్ముకో, నీ అంతరాత్మను నమ్ముకో, మరి ఇతరులను అనుకరించకూడదు. ఎంత ముద్దుగా ఉంది ఈ మాట కదా. ఇది జీవితంలో మీరు అన్వయించుకుంటే చాలా బాగుంటుంది. అండ్ హియర్ యు పే అటెన్షన్ అండ్ టోన్. వాట్ ఇస్ ద టోన్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ essay means persuasive. Persuasive means what? Convincing. In this essay, this R.W. Emerson is persuading you to believe in his philosophy. మీ వెంటబడి మిమ్మల్ని ఒప్పిస్తున్నాడు తన ఫిలాసఫీని ఒప్పుకోమని. సో హీఈస్ పర్సువేడింగ్ యూ టు బిలీవ్ ఇన్ హిజ్ ఫిలాసఫీ, టు బిలీవ్ ఇన్ హిజ్ వర్డ్స్, టు బిలీవ్ ఇన్ హిజ్ ఐడియాస్ అండ్ ఆల్ దట్. అండ్ దట్స్ వై ద టోన్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ ఎస్సే ఇస్ పర్సువేజివ్. అందుకే ఈ యొక్క ఎస్సే యొక్క టోన్ ఎలా ఉంటుంది తెలుసా? పర్సువేజివ్. నిన్ను ఒప్పించి మెప్పించి తన విషయాలు నమ్మేటట్టుగా చేయడమే ఆయన యొక్క ఉద్దేశం. దట్స్ వై ఇట్ ఇస్ పర్సువేజివ్, కన్విన్సింగ్, అండ్ ఇట్ ఇస్ ఆల్సో అసర్టివ్. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో వెరీ అథెంటిక్. ఏదో మాయ మాటలు చెప్పి ఎలా అంటలేడు. ఇట్ ఈస్ అథెంటిక్, ఇట్ ఈస్ అసర్టివ్, ఇట్ ఈస్ స్ట్రాంగ్, ఇట్ ఈస్ పవర్ఫుల్. దట్ మీన్స్ ద టోన్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ సెల్ఫ్ రిలయన్స్ ఈస్ వెరీ పవర్ఫుల్ అండ్ అథెంటిక్. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో పర్సువేజివ్ అండ్ ఆల్ దాట్. ఇయర్ ఆఫ్ పబ్లికేషన్ 1841. Okay, this essay was published in 1841. Okay, if you have any problem, please bring it to my notice. And now you move on to other important point. Awards. What awards did he receive in his lifetime? Is honorary degrees from Harvard and other institutions. So he received some honorary awards from the most prestigious university, that is Harvard University, located in the USA. And now you know very well it is in the news. Okay, because between Donald Trump and this university, there has taken place some kind of tussle, some kind of quarrel. And here Donald Trump says that his ideology should be implemented in that university, but Harvard University people say that they don't implement his ideology and his advice and suggestions and all that in their university. And therefore this Donald Trump became very furious. He has become very angry with the officials of that Harvard University, and he has at once stopped the funds that are being given to that యూనివర్సిటీ ఎవ్రీ ఇయర్. దానికి ఇచ్చే ఫండ్స్ ఆపివేశాడు. ఇప్పుడు యూనివర్సిటీకి అండ్ డొనాల్డ్ ట్రంప్ మధ్య గొడవ నడుస్తుంది. ఇప్పుడు జమానా కాలం నాటి యూనివర్సిటీతోని ఇప్పుడు వచ్చినటువంటి డొనాల్డ్ ట్రంప్ గొడవ పెట్టుకుంటున్నాడు. ఆయన ఐడియాలజీని అందులో ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయాలి. ఆయన చెప్పినట్టు వినాలంట వీళ్ళు. ఎలా అవుతుంది? అక్కడ ఇంటర్నేషనల్ స్టూడెంట్స్ అక్కడ ఉంటారు. మహామహులైనటువంటి గొప్ప గొప్ప ప్రపంచంలోని గొప్ప గొప్ప వాళ్ళందరూ ఇక్కడ చదువుకున్నటువంటి వాళ్ళే. హార్వర్డ్ యూనివర్సిటీ అంటే దట్ ఈస్ సో ఫేమస్ అండ్ పాపులర్, మోస్ట్ ప్రెస్టీజియస్ యూనివర్సిటీ. దాంతో కూడా సరే, దట్ ఈస్ దేర్ హెడేక్. ఓకే, అండ్ ఈ విషయం వచ్చింది కాబట్టి చెబుతున్నాను. అండ్ ఫ్రమ్ దిస్ గ్రేట్ యూనివర్సిటీ, ఫ్రమ్ దిస్ గ్రేట్ అండ్ ప్రెస్టీజియస్ యూనివర్సిటీ, he received honorary degrees and even from other institutions also. Right, and now you move on to the next one, achievements. What were his achievements during his life? Means he became the leader of transcendentalist movement. So about this transcendentalist movement also, I mentioned it in the first video. Okay, what is that? Through this you can say movement, this R.W. Emerson proposes that one should give top priority to spirituality, spiritual awakening and spiritual knowledge and all that. And he is also exhorting the people not to yield to materialism, not to go after materialism, not to run after materialism. Materialism is ఈ ప్రాపంచికమైన వస్తువుల వెంట పడకుండా ఆధ్యాత్మికత వైపుకు మళ్ళాలి అని చెప్పి అంటున్నాడు. దిస్ R.W. Emerson is asking all of you not to run after this materialism, but to follow the spiritualism and the spiritual awakening, spiritual knowledge. ఇక దీన్ని సంపాదించడానికి మీరు పరుగులు తీయాలి, కానీ మెటీరియలిజం వెంట మీరు పరుగులు తీయకూడదు అని చెప్పి దాని ద్వారా అతను చేస్తున్న హితబోధ అదే. అండ్ దేర్ఫోర్ హీ వాజ్ ద లీడర్ ఆఫ్ దట్ ట్రాన్సెండెంటలిస్ట్ మూవ్మెంట్. అలాంటి అద్భుతమైనటువంటి ఆ ట్రాన్సెండెంటలిస్ట్ మూవ్మెంట్ కు అతను ఒక లీడర్. యు నో దట్ వెరీ వెల్. అండ్ హియర్ యు పే అటెన్షన్, రికగ్నిషన్. వాట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ రికగ్నిషన్ డిడ్ హీ రిసీవ్ in his lifetime? Means he was regarded as one of the most influential American philosophers and essayists, and he was regarded as one of the most influential means, let me say, powerful శక్తివంతమైనటువంటి అమెరికన్ ఫిలాసఫర్స్, అమెరికన్ ఎస్సైస్ట్స్ లో అతడు ఒకటిగా పరిగణించబడ్డాడు. దట్ ఈస్ ద గ్రేట్నెస్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ ఆర్డబ్ల్యూ ఎమర్సన్. అండ్ నౌ యు మూవ్ ఆన్ టు ద నెక్స్ట్ వన్, లిటరరీ పీరియడ్. విచ్ పీరియడ్ ఆఫ్ literature did he belong to? Means here he belonged to 19th century American romanticism. Okay, these are the wonderful details about the essay Self-Reliance and its writer R.W. Emerson. And now let's move on to learn about next essay. Third one, on shaking hands. This is yet another important and interesting essay written by the writer of this essay is A.G. Gardner. He was born in 1865 and died in 1946. Okay, and next nationality. What is the nationality of this A.G. Gardner? Means he was a Britisher. That means he was an English writer. A.G. Gardner was a British writer or an English writer. Okay, and here central theme. What is the central theme of this essay? Means social customs and their changing nature. You know, social customs are there. All over the world, different cultures maintain different customs and traditions. So according to our Indian culture and according to our Indian customs, we just greet others. We greet others. This is our culture. We say, good morning, sir. See, that is our culture. And if you go to Japan, China, and South Korea, North Korea, and also things, there the people will say like this. Good morning. They wave their hands. ఇలా వేవ్ చేస్తుంటారు. దిస్ ఈస్ దేర్ కస్టమ్, దేర్ కల్చర్. ఓకే, అండ్ ఇఫ్ యూ గో టు ద వెస్టర్న్ కంట్రీస్, దే షేక్ దేర్ హ్యాండ్స్ విత్ అదర్స్. హలో, గుడ్ మార్నింగ్, అలా చేతులు. And if you go to Russia, there they simply give a kiss on the cheek of the other person. And if you go to the Middle East, Arab countries, there they simply press it like this. Hello, good morning. అలా అంటే మంచి గుద్దుకుంటాడు కాదు, కొంచెం అలా అనడం, టచ్ చేయడం. సో దట్ ఈస్ దేర్ కల్చర్. అంటే దట్ మీన్స్ ఆల్ ఓవర్ ద వరల్డ్ డిఫరెంట్ కల్చర్స్ హ్యావ్ డిఫరెంట్ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ గ్రీటింగ్ అదర్స్. ఓకే, that is called a social custom and they're changing nature, and these customs are gradually changing. చెప్పలేదా, మొదట్లో మనము మేమందరం ఇట్లా పెట్టేవాళ్ళం, తర్వాత ఒక చేతితో నమస్తే పెట్టడం మొదలుపెట్టాం, తర్వాత అసలు చేయుడు లేపుడు లేదు. అట్లా అంటే చేంజ్ అవుతలేదా ఇక్కడ? అట్లా అంటే ఆల్ ఓవర్ ద వరల్డ్ డేస్ ఆర్ చేంజింగ్ అండ్ దేర్ కల్చర్, దేర్ ట్రెడిషన్స్ ఆర్ ఆల్సో చేంజింగ్. సో అట్లా ఈ సోషల్ కస్టమ్స్ కూడా రాను రాను మారుతున్నాయి. ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ వెస్టర్న్ కంట్రీస్ లో, ఇది మన అరబ్ కంట్రీస్ లో కూడా షేక్ హ్యాండ్ ఇస్తున్నారు, మరి రష్యాలో కూడా షేక్ హ్యాండ్ ఇస్తున్నారు, ఇండియాలో కూడా షేక్ హ్యాండ్ ఇస్తున్నారు. అంటే కల్చర్ మారడం లేదా? సో దట్స్ వై ద సెంట్రల్ థీమ్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ essay is social customs and the changing nature. They are changing. Okay, and you go to the next point, message. What message is this A.G. Gardner giving through this essay? Means manners and gestures reflect deeper cultural values. So our manners means our behavior, and our gestures, our signals, you say like this. These are all called gestures. Reflect, they indicate deeper cultural values. అంతే కదా, మన యొక్క గుడ్ మార్నింగ్, నమస్తే ఇలా చెప్పడం, వంగి చెప్పడం, ఎంత మన సభ్యత, మన సంస్కారాన్ని అవతలి దేశం వాడికి తెలియజేస్తుంది. జస్ట్ ఇమాజిన్. సో అలాంటి కల్చర్ ఎట్టిపోయింది? ఇప్పుడు హలో కాడికి వచ్చిన వ్యవహారం అంతా వెస్టర్న్ కల్చరే మొత్తం ఆల్ ఓవర్ ద వరల్డ్ ప్రివైలింగ్. కాబట్టి మేనర్స్ విల్ రిఫ్లెక్ట్ అవర్ కల్చరల్ వాల్యూస్. మన ప్రవర్తన, మనం చూపేటటువంటి ఆ సంజ్ఞలు ఏదైతే ఉన్నాయో, ఇవి రెండు కూడాను మన యొక్క ఆ కల్చరల్ వాల్యూస్ ను అవతల వారికి తెలియజేస్తూ ఉంటాయి అనేది ఈ యొక్క ఎస్సే యొక్క మెసేజ్. ఓకే, అండ్ యూ గో టు ద నెక్స్ట్ వన్, టోన్. వాట్ ఈస్ ద టోన్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ ఎస్సే? హ్యూమరస్ అండ్ రిఫ్లెక్టివ్. ఇట్ ఈస్ వెరీ ఫన్నీ, it is very humorous, it is jokeless, and it is also reflective, thoughtful. Sometimes he has also maintained the thoughtful tone, meditative tone, contemplative tone in this essay. So in this way the tone of this essay is humorous and reflective. And you go to the next one, year of publication. When was this essay published? Means early 20th century. Thank God you saved me, I am not mentioning the exact year of this essay. Okay, here you pay attention. Awards. What awards did he receive during his lifetime? Means none formally recorded. Non-formal requirements. Actually, he might have been given some prizes, but they were not recorded. Some awards he might have been conferred or he might have been given, but none of them were recorded. That's why none formally recorded. It's an unfortunate thing. Now we move on to other important things about this A.G. Gardner achievements. What are the achievements did A.G. Gardner achieve in his lifetime? Means he worked as the editor of the Daily News. Okay. In London, there is a newspaper called The Daily. news. For that newspaper, he worked as an editor. Okay, that is his achievement, and known for essays under the pen name Alpha the Plough. That is the pen name of this A.G. Gardiner. So another achievement of this A.G. Gardiner is he was known for essays under the pen name Alpha of the Plough. అతడు రాసినటువంటి ఎస్సేలన్నీ ఆల్ఫా ఆఫ్ ద ప్లవ్ అనే పెన్ నేమ్ కలం పేరుతో రాసినాడు అని అదొక అచీవ్మెంట్. అండ్ recognition. What recognition did he receive during his lifetime? Means he was recognized as a popular British essayist. Okay, he was recognized as a popular, well-known British essayist. One point, known for moral and social commentary. And through his essays, what did he do? He conveyed some moral message, and also he made some commentary on the social issues. He conveyed moral messages, one point, and he also made some social commentaries, okay, on certain social issues. కొన్ని సాంఘిక ఆచారాల మీద, ఆచార వ్యవహారాల మీద అతడు సోషల్ కామెంటరీ కూడా చేశాడు. ఇది ఇట్లుండొద్దు, ఇట్లుండాలి అని చెప్పడం. సో దట్స్ కాల్డ్ సోషల్ కామెంటరీ. సో ఫర్ దీస్ టూ థింగ్స్, moral messages and social commentaries, he was well known. Okay, and that is only the recognition he received during his lifetime. And here you pay attention, literary period. What was the literary period to which A.G. Gardiner belonged? Means Edwardian era. So he belonged to Edwardian era. That means King Edward was ruling that England, and during that period he lived and worked, and that's why it is said that he belonged to Edwardian era. Okay, and these are the very important details about on shaking hand and about the writer A.G. Gardiner. Now you move on to learn about other important things of the last essay. And the fourth one is what makes a nation. It's a wonderful essay, you know very well. And the writer of this essay was C. Rajagopalachari. He was born in 1878 and he died in 1972. So that is there. And here, what was his nationality? Indian. That means C. Rajagopalachari was an Indian writer. Right, and here central theme. What is the central theme of this essay? Means the essence of true nationalism. So that means one should maintain nationalism or patriotism. So in the heart of every person, there should be the patriotism for that country. For example, we are the Indians, we are living in this country. Therefore, we must maintain some patriotism in our hearts. We should live, we should work with patriotism. So he is asking all the people to have this true nationalism or true patriotism. And you go to the next point, message. What message is this writer giving you through this essay? Means a nation is built not just by geography but by shared values, tolerance and moral strength. So here the message this Rajagopalachari conveys through this essay is that a nation is not built just by geography. దేశం అంటే మట్టి కాదు, దేశం అంటే మనుషులు అని చెప్పినట్టుగా దేశం అంటే కేవలం 4 దిక్కులు కాదు. ఇటు పాకిస్తాన్ ఉంటుంది, అటు హిమాలయాలు ఉంటాయి, ఇటు అరేబియన్ సీ ఉంటుంది, అటు బే ఆఫ్ బెంగాల్, అలా చెప్పడం దట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఏ కంట్రీ అట్ ఆల్. వాట్ ఈస్ ఎ కంట్రీ దెన్? It is a country where the people live with shared values, respecting the values of one another, respecting the cultures of one another. Because in this country, different types of people are living, different religions of people are living, different castes of people are living. So one should have respect for cultures and traditions of other religions people. So we should respect them. Respecting cultures and traditions of one another, religions and castes and all such things. So that is important. So it is a nation where the people live with shared values. Tolerance is very important. Tolerance means paramata sahanamu. One should maintain tolerance for other religions. నీ రిలీజన్ నీ గొప్పది, వాని రిలీజన్ వాని గొప్పది. కాబట్టి యూ రెస్పెక్ట్ ఇఫ్ పాసిబుల్ ది అదర్ రిలీజన్స్. దట్స్ ఆల్. వాని మతాన్ని గౌరవించు, లేకపోతే ఊరుకో, అంతే తప్ప వాడిని క్రిటిసైజ్ చేయడానికి మాత్రం దెర్ ఇస్ నో రైట్ ఫర్ యూ. అండ్ దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ టాలరెన్స్. Nowadays there is intolerance prevailing all over the country. ఈ రోజుల్లో చూస్తుంటే ప్రజలలో కొంత ఇంటాలరెన్స్, అంటే పరమత సహనం లోపిస్తూ ఉంది. కనుక రాజగోపాలాచారి అంటున్నారు, పీపుల్ షుడ్ లివ్ how? With shared values, and they should live with tolerance, they should live with moral strength. దే షుడ్ మెయింటైన్ మారల్ స్ట్రెంగ్త్, నైతిక బలమును కలిగి, పరమత సహనమును కలిగి, ఒకరికి సంప్రదాయాలు ఒకరు గౌరవిస్తూ అలా జీవించేటటువంటి అట్టి దేశమే నిజమైన దేశము. దట్ ఈస్ ఆన్ ద రియల్ కంట్రీ, బట్ నాట్ సింప్లీ కంట్రీ ఓన్లీ బై జియోగ్రఫీ. దేశం అంటే జియోగ్రఫీ కాదు, దేశం అంటే ఇగో షేర్డ్ వాల్యూస్, టాలరెన్స్, మారల్ స్ట్రెంగ్త్ కలిగిన ప్రజలున్నదే అసలు సిసలైన దేశము. That is there. And now we move on to the next important item. And tone. What is the tone of this essay? Means it is patriotic, nationalistic. దేశభక్తితో పరవళ్ళు తొక్కుతున్నటువంటి ఎస్సే ఈ యొక్క వాట్ మేక్స్ ఎ నేషన్, అండ్ థాట్ఫుల్. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో వెరీ థాట్ఫుల్. ఇట్ మేక్స్ యూ థింక్ అబౌట్ సర్టన్ థింగ్స్. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, దిస్ టాలరెన్స్ ఇస్ దేర్. మత ఛాందసవాదులు కానీ, మతం అంటే మత పిచ్చి కలిగిన వాళ్లకు వేరే మతాలను గౌరవించమనేటటువంటి ఇది చాలా ఇబ్బంది కలిగిస్తుంది. దట్ మేక్స్ దెమ్ థాట్ఫుల్. ఓకే, that is the tone, patriotic and thoughtful. And here patriotic era publication mid 20th century. During the 20th century it was published. No specific year was mentioned anywhere. And now let's move on to learn a few more things about this C. Rajagopalachari. Awards. What awards did he receive during his lifetime? Means Bharat Ratna in 1954. Okay, he received the India's highest civilian award, the greatest civilian award. Bharat Ratna మించిన అవార్డు మన ఇండియాలో లేదు. So that's why he received that Bharat Ratna in 1954. That is the highest Indian civilian award. Okay, that is one of the great award conferred on him. And achievements. What were his achievements? Last Governor General of India. That means he worked as the last Governor General of India. Okay, and next, freedom fighter and a writer and politician. He was a freedom fighter, he was a writer, and he was also a politician. So C. Rajagopalachari means not just a writer, he was a freedom fighter, he was a politician, he worked as the last Governor General. After Lord Mountbatten retired and left this country, for a few months or few years, he worked as the last Governor General of India. That's the greatness, that's the great achievement of this C. Rajagopalachari. And recognition. What recognition did he receive in his lifetime? Means one of the makers of modern India. He is called one of the makers of modern India. ఆధునిక భారతదేశ నిర్మాతలలో ఒకరుగా అతడు పరిగణించబడ్డాడు. దట్స్ ద రికగ్నిషన్. అండ్ లిటరరీ పీరియడ్. టు విచ్ లిటరరీ పీరియడ్ డిడ్ హీ బిలాంగ్? దట్ మీన్స్ బిలాంగ్ టు 20th century Indian political writing. He belonged to 20th century. Okay, and these are the very important and interesting things about C. Rajagopalachari. And now let's move on to learn about the basic details of novels. So you have got 2 novels in the syllabus. So let us now take up the first novel, Animal Farm. This is a very beautiful novel. It's an allegorical novel. You know very well. And here about this novel, writer. Who is the writer of this Animal Farm? George Orwell. He was born in 1903 and died in 1950. Okay. And here nationality. What is the nationality of this George Orwell? Means he was again a Britisher. That means he was called a British writer, English writer, anything you can say. And here you pay attention. Central theme. What is the central theme of this Animal Farm? Corruption of ideals in a totalitarian regime. So that is the central theme. Whatever may be the ideals, however great may be the ideals, however rich may be the ideals, however grand may be the ideals, all those ideals will be corrupted in the totalitarian regime, in the autocratic rule, in the despotic rule, in the authoritarian rule. On this Animal Farm, there was a beautiful ideal. What was that ideal? All animals are equal. But when the pigs have consolidated the power of that Animal Farm, what happened? They changed that ideal and they said all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than other animals. జంతువులన్నీ సమానమే అనుకుంటే ఇంకా అంటున్నాడు, కొన్ని ఎనిమల్స్ మాత్రము మిగతా ఎనిమల్స్ కంటే గొప్పవి. యు నో వెరీ వెల్ అబౌట్ దిస్ నావెల్, అండ్ దట్స్ వై దిస్ ఈస్ ద సెంట్రల్ థీమ్. ఓకే, యూ గో టు ద నెక్స్ట్ పాయింట్, మెసేజ్. వాట్ మెసేజ్ ఈస్ దిస్ జార్జ్ ఆర్వెల్ కన్వేయింగ్ త్రూ దిస్ నావెల్? మీన్స్ అబ్సల్యూట్ పవర్ corrupts absolutely. Okay, absolute power means total power in the hands of one person will definitely corrupt the whole system of government. ఒకే వ్యక్తి చేతిలో అధికారం ఉంటే ఆ దేశం యొక్క వ్యవస్థ అంతా కుప్పకూలుతుంది. ద హోల్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్ ఆఫ్ దట్ కంట్రీ విల్ కొలాప్స్. if the power of that country lies only in the hands of one person. ఒక దేశం యొక్క అధికారం అంతా ఒకటి చేతిలోనే ఉంటే ఆ దేశం సర్వనాశనం అయిపోతుంది. దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ డిక్టేటర్షిప్. ఓకే, అబ్సల్యూట్ పవర్, total power corrupts absolutely, right? A political allegory of the Russian Revolution. Now, that Russian Revolution took place in 1917, and this animal form is a political allegory. That means it's an imitation of that Russian Revolution. ఒక యథార్థ ఘటనను ఉన్నది ఉన్నట్టుగా దాన్ని ఇమిటేట్ చేస్తే దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ ఇన్ అదర్ వర్డ్స్ అల్లిగారీ. అదొక స్టోరీ, అదొక కథ, ఫేబుల్. సో హియర్ ఇట్స్ ఎ పొలిటికల్ అల్లిగారీ, ఇది రాజకీయ కథ. రష్యన్ రెవల్యూషన్ గురించినటువంటి రాజకీయ కథ ఇది, యానిమల్ ఫార్మ్. ఇందులో ఏమంటున్నాడు, అబ్సల్యూట్ పవర్ విల్ లీడ్ టు అబ్సల్యూట్ కరప్షన్ ఇన్ ద కంట్రీ, టోటల్ ఫెయిల్యూర్ ఆఫ్ ద అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్, టోటల్ ఫెయిల్యూర్ ఆఫ్ ద సిస్టమ్ ఆఫ్ గవర్నమెంట్. నౌ వాట్ ఈస్ హ్యాపెనింగ్ ఇన్ నార్త్ కొరియా? So that was really very horrible for the people of the North Koreans. Okay, and now let's go to the next important point, tone. What is the tone of this novel? Satirical. Satirical means mocking. వెటకారంగా, మాకింగ్, డిరైడింగ్, వెక్కిరిస్తున్న విధంగా ఉంది, సటారికల్. అండ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో క్రిటికల్. క్రిటికల్ మీన్స్ నో ఇట్ ఈస్ థాట్ఫుల్ అగైన్. హియర్ అండ్ దేర్ హీ ఈస్ మేకింగ్ ద పీపుల్ టు థింక్ అబౌట్ సర్టన్ థింగ్స్. ఆలోచింప చేసేదిగా ఉంది ఈ యొక్క నవల, వ్యంగ్యంగా ఉంది ఈ యొక్క నవల. అంటే ఇందులో వ్యంగ్యమైనటువంటి టోన్, ఆలోచింప చేసే టోన్ ఇందులో ఉన్నది ఈ యొక్క యానిమల్ ఫామ్ లో. అండ్ నౌ లెట్స్ మూవ్ ఆన్ టు లెర్న్ అదర్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ థింగ్స్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ novel. Year of publication, this animal farm was published in 1945, and here awards, what awards did he receive during his lifetime? Means retrospective recognition. That means he was recognized from the past. గతములో అతడు చేసినటువంటి సాహితీ సేవనంతటి గుర్తు పెట్టుకోవడమే అతడికి ఉన్నటువంటి అవార్డు. దట్ మీన్స్ he was given recognition from the past. No major awards during his life. He was not given any major awards. Okay, and achievements, coined terms like Big Brother and Orwellian. Remember, what are the achievements he achieved during his life? Means he coined some terms, he coined some words like Big Brother. Big Brother అనే మాట ఇప్పుడు కూడా వాడుతుంటారు. బిగ్ బి లాగా బిగ్ బ్రదర్. ఆయన మా బిగ్ బ్రదర్ అంటే ఆయన సుప్రీం లీడర్, బిగ్ బ్రదర్. సో దిస్ వర్డ్ ఈస్ బీయింగ్ యూజ్డ్ ఈవెన్ టుడే ఆల్ ఓవర్ ద వరల్డ్, అండ్ బట్ దిస్ వర్డ్ వాస్ కాయిన్డ్ బై George Orwell. Okay, and Orwellian, that word also was coined by this George Orwell, and he wrote one beautiful novel called 1984. And you go to the next point, recognition. What recognition did he receive during his lifetime? He was recognized as an icon of anti-totalitarian literature. Anti-totalitarian literature. Totalitarian means authoritative, despotic, autocratic, nirankushamaina. He was the symbol. Icon means he became the symbol of anti-totalitarian literature. నిరంకుశ సాహిత్యానికి వ్యతిరేకమైన వ్యక్తిగా, అలాంటి సాహిత్యాన్ని సృష్టించిన వ్యక్తిగా అతనికి ఒక రికగ్నిషన్. Go to the next important point, literary period. To which literary period did he belong? That means he belonged to modernism or 20th century political allegory. So that is all about George Orwell and about the Animal Farm. And now you move on to the next important novel, that is Swami and Friends, written by R.K. Narayan. Swami and Friends. This is yet another very important and interesting novel, and this was written by R.K. Narayan. He was born in 1906 and died in 2001. Okay, right. And nationality Indian. That means R.K. Narayan was an Indian writer. Okay, and here central theme of this novel. What is the central theme of that? Mean childhood adventures. You know, during the childhood, the children will be trying to make some adventurous things and all that. Okay, so childhood adventures and coming of age, that means growing into youths. Children are growing up into youths. That is the central theme of this one. Message. What is the message of this novel? Means innocence of youth. So I'm talking about the youth of those days, not of these days. Ipatollu endante because of this YouTube and Facebook, social media, what happened now, they have become totally spoiled. ఈవెన్ 8th క్లాస్ 9th క్లాస్ పిల్లలే అఘాత్యాలు ఘోరాలు చేస్తున్నారు. ఆ రోజులు అట్లుండేనా? అసలు మాకు డిగ్రీ కాలేజ్లో పీజీలో కూడా ఎంత అమాయకంగా ఉండే వాళ్ళము. We did not entertain such bad feelings in our hearts and all that. Innocence of youth. The youngsters were very innocent. because those were the days of the బ్రిటిష్ రిజీమ్ యొక్క రోజులు కాబట్టి ఆనాటి యువతి యువకులంతా కూడా అమాయకంగానే ఉన్నారు, రైట్. అండ్ ఛాలెంజెస్ ఆఫ్ గ్రోయింగ్ అప్ ఇన్ ఎ చేంజింగ్ వరల్డ్, అండ్ ఆల్ దోస్ యంగ్స్టర్స్ వర్ గ్రోయింగ్ అప్. And during that period, they faced so many challenges, they faced so many trials and problems and all that, and during their growing up stage, and in this changing world, because at that time there were taking place some processions against the British government, some agitation was going against the British government all over the country. All such political turmoil, political disturbances were there in those days. And during that period of political disturbances, these youngsters were growing, and therefore they faced so many challenges. ఇప్పుడంతా రాజకీయంగా అంత అల్లకల్లోలంగా ఉంది దేశం అంతా. అలాంటి పరిస్థితుల్లో పిల్లలు పెరుగుతున్నారంటే కొంత డిస్టర్బ్గానే ఉంటుంది, ఛాలెంజింగ్గానే ఉంటుంది కదా, right. And that is the message of this Swami and friends. And next, tone. What is the tone of this Swami and friends? Nostalgic. Nostalgic means homesick. And in this novel, Swami feels nostalgic about his friends, and his friends also feel nostalgic about this Swami. ఆయన గురించి వీళ్ళు బెంగెట్టుకుంటారు, వీడు వాళ్ళ గురించి, వాళ్ళు వీళ్ళ గురించి. ఆ చిన్నతనం అట్లనే ఉంటుంది, ఆ రోజులు ఎంత గొప్పయో. అండ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో వెరీ హ్యూమరస్. And year of publication 1935. Okay, now let us learn a few more things about this R.K. Narayan awards. What awards did he receive during his lifetime? Means Sahitya Akademi Award. It is the most prestigious award conferred on those people that contribute richly to the literary domain. సాహితీ రంగానికి ఎనలేని సేవ చేసిన వాళ్ళకి ఇచ్చే అవార్డు సాహిత్య అకాడమీ అవార్డు, దట్ హీ రిసీవ్డ్ ఇన్ 1958 I think, and Padma Bhushan and Padma Vibhushan, and these are the three great awards he received in his lifetime. And now you go to the next important point, achievements. What were his achievements? He was called the pioneer of Indian English fiction. So for Indian English fiction, he was called the pioneer, and he was also called the creator of Malgudi, because in his stories, he created an imaginary town or a fictitious town called Malgudi. And here recognition. What recognition did he receive in his lifetime? Means he was called one of India's greatest English language novelists. So he was called, or he was recognized as one of the greatest English language novelists. And here literary period. To which literary period did he belong? Means he belonged to 20th century Indian English literature. So this is all about Swami and friends and R.K. Narayan. Now let's move on to learn some basic details about the dramas that are there in your syllabus. Basic details of drama. So you have two dramas in your syllabus. One of them is this Twelfth Night. The writer of this Twelfth Night is William Shakespeare. He was born in 1564 and died in 1616. Next one is nationality. What was the nationality of this William Shakespeare? British or English? That means William Shakespeare was an English writer or a British writer. So you go to next point, central theme. What is the central theme of this Twelfth Night? Means love. Love is the central theme of this Twelfth Night. Mistaken identity. Mistaken identity means one person is mistaken for another person. So that is called mistaken identity. So you are mistaking X for Y, Y for X, something like that. That is called mistaken identity. And festive misrule. So here in this, festive is joyful. Okay, misrule means the system of administration. So that means the administration in that palace, because of the people working in that palace, there will be created some festive or some happy mood or happy joyful atmosphere. Okay, comedic atmosphere. Okay, and that is called festive misrule. And here you pay attention, message. What message is William Shakespeare conveying through this Twelfth Night? Means love transcends gender roles and appearances. That means because of this love, or just for the sake of this love, people might change their gender roles and appearances. కేవలం ప్రేమ కోసము ప్రజలు తమ యొక్క జెండర్స్ కూడా మార్చుకుంటారు. ఆడవేషం నుంచి మగవేషానికి, మగవేషం నుంచి ఆడవేషానికి అని, అలాగే అపియరెన్సెస్, ఆకారాలు కూడా మార్చుకుంటారు జస్ట్ ఫర్ ద సేక్ ఆఫ్ లవ్. మరి ఆ రోజుల్లో లవ్ చేయడం అంటే చాలా కష్టంగా ఉండేది. మా రోజుల్లో కూడా అంతే. ఐ లవ్ యూ అని చెప్పడం ఎంత కష్టమో అసలు ఎవరు చెప్పకపోయేది. అసలు ఏమిటి లవ్ లెటర్స్ రాసుకునేవాళ్ళు. అమ్మాయికి ఐ లవ్ యూ అని చెప్పడం అంత ఈజీయా? అంత దట్ వాస్ సో హారిబుల్ అన్ దోస్ డేస్. ఇప్పుడు ఈజీగా చెప్పేసి ఐ లవ్ యూ అంటున్నారు, అసలు దానికి అసలు వాల్యూనే లేదు. ఎంత చీపో ఐ లవ్ యూ చెప్పడం. అమ్మాయి కూడా ఐ హేట్ యూ అని చెప్పడం. సో ఇక్కడ ఇన్ దోస్ డేస్ so love affair was so systematic and very strong and all that. In those days the love affair was so beautiful and so nice and all that, but nowadays very disgusting. Therefore William Shakespeare says that for the sake of this love people would change gender roles and appearances. ప్రేమ కోసము మనుషులు రూపాలు మారుస్తారు, ఓకే, మరి జెండర్ రూల్స్ కూడా మారుస్తారు, ఆడ నుంచి మగ ఆడ అలా చెప్ప. సెలబ్రేట్స్ జాయ్ అండ్ విట్ అండ్ హీ ఆల్సో సెలబ్రేట్స్ ది అకేషన్ ఆఫ్ దట్ 12th day of Christmas. Okay, 12th day, that means on that day Jesus was said to be revealed to the Gentiles. You go to the next important point, tone. What is the tone of this 12th night? Comedic means humorous, okay, humorous. Romantic means full of love and all that. So this is the tone of this 12th night. And the next point is there, year of publication. When was this drama published? Means it was published in 1601. If you have any authentic information, you mention it in the comment section, right? And year of publication is 1601, right? And now you move on to learn some more important things about this William Shakespeare. Awards. So what awards did he receive during his lifetime? Means none. He received no award at all because no formal literary awards were set up in those days or in his era. In his days, no awards were decided to give to the literary figures. So that's why what happened now, he received no awards at all. And here you pay attention, achievements. What were his achievements? Means regarded as the greatest playwright. Okay, that was his achievement. He was regarded as the greatest playwright. Playwright means drama writer in the history of English. Not simply during that age or during that period, but in the history of English. And recognition. What recognition did he receive in his lifetime? Means he was called very affectionately, very lovingly the Bird of Avon, because this Shakespeare was born at the place called Stratford on Avon. So that's why he was called the Bird of Avon. Okay, and here author of 39 plays. That means he composed in his lifetime 39 dramas and 154 sonnets and 2 long narratives also. Okay, 2 long narrative poems. Okay, like Adonis, some poem is there, I can't remember. So here he wrote 39 plays and 154 sonnets and 2 long narrative poems. Literary period. To which literary period did he belong? Means he belonged to Elizabethan or Jacobean era. So here these are the very important points about William Shakespeare and his drama 12th Night. And one more drama is there. Now let us learn about it also. Second one is there, the importance of being earnest. Okay, this is yet another interesting and important drama. Here the writer of this drama is Oscar Wilde. Okay, he was born in 1854 and died in 1900. Here you pay attention, his nationality was Irish. That means he was born in Ireland, and therefore now we can say this Oscar Wilde was an Irish writer because he was born in Ireland. And next central theme. What is the central theme of this drama? Means satire on Victorian society. So here this was a kind of satire. Satire means mockery, వెక్కిరింపు, హేళన, you know that very well. So here it was a satire on Victorian society. In those days the high class people or the middle class people followed certain cultures and certain traditions. So therefore this is a kind of satire on that Victorian society and its values. So in those days the people maintained certain values, and those values were not at all interesting to other people. So that's why this drama is a kind of satire on Victorian society and Victorian values. Message. What is the message conveyed through this drama? Means this writer ridicules pretentiousness, double standards, trivialities of the upper class. He is criticizing or ridiculing or deriding, mocking at what? Pretentiousness. Pretentiousness means pretension. Pretension means, in other words, affectation. Affectation means kapata natana. They are actually something, but ఎక్స్టర్నల్లీ దే అపియర్ టు బి సంథింగ్ అదర్వైజ్. లోపల ఒకటి మరి మీదికి మాత్రం ఇంకొకలాగా, డబ్బు ఉన్నోళ్ళలాగా లేకుంటే ఇట్లా అట్లా నటిస్తారుగా. సో దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ ప్రిటెన్షన్, affectation, kapata natana. So he's ridiculing this pretentiousness, one thing. Double standards. Some people in those days maintain double standards. Here in their area they behave like a gentleman, in the other areas they behave like some other person, and like that. That's called double standard. Trivialities of the upper class. The trivialities means the silly things. Okay, the silly things of the upper class. The upper class people had maintained some kind of silly things, silly habits, silly you can say values and all that. So in this drama, this Oscar Wilde is criticizing or ridiculing all these things. Okay, and you go to the next point, tone. What is the tone of this drama? Means witty. Witty means full of witticism. Witty means very clever. And farcical. Farcical means again satirical, వ్యంగ్యమైనటువంటి ధోరణి, clever, witty, చమత్కారమైన ధోరణి. So the tone of this drama is witty and farcical. That is there. And here you pay attention, year of publication. And this drama was published in 1895. Okay. Now you move on to other important things. Awards. What awards did he receive in his lifetime? Is non-formal. That means, formally he did not receive any award, but he had received a great acclaim. Great acclaim means great praise. Okay, great honor. Okay, in literary circles. In literary circles, he received great praise and honor. Okay, and that is only the award he received in his lifetime. And here achievements. What were his achievements? He was called the icon of aestheticism. Aestheticism means, it's a theory that says, the people should love and admire beauty wherever it is, in whichever form it is. That is the theory. For that theory, this is the icon. Icon means the main person or the symbol. Okay, and here noted for wit and epigrams, and his writings are noted for wit. Wit means humor. Okay, and epigrams means sayings. Sayings means sametalu. Sametal means, very well, proverbs. Okay, epigrams. That means in his writings you can find wit, and you can also find beautiful sayings and meaningful things. Recognition. He was recognized as a major figure in late Victorian literature. So in late Victorian literature, he was recognized as a major figure. Okay, and an important figure. And literary period. To which literary period did he belong? Means he belonged to Victorian era. So these are all important things about the drama. The importance of being earnest and the writer Oscar Wilde. Now you move on to learn other important things. Basic details of short stories. Okay, you have as many as 4 short stories prescribed for study, and the first story is The Bet. You know very well the story of this The Bet. Okay, who is the writer of this Bet? Anton Chekhov. He was born in 1860 and died in 1904. Okay, and here nationality. What is the nationality of this Anton Chekhov? Russian. That means Anton Chekhov was a Russian writer. Okay, you can understand that. Central theme. What is the central theme of this short story? Means materialism versus spiritual enlightenment. What is this materialism? Going after the things of this world is called materialism. ఈ ప్రాపంచిక వస్తువులు, ప్రాపంచిక సంపద వెంట పరుగులు తీస్తే that is materialism. But he is asking you to have spiritual enlightenment or spirituality. The knowledge of God is called spirituality. దేవుని గురించిన పరిజ్ఞానము మనం కలిగి ఉండాలి తప్ప. మెటీరియలిజం మీన్స్ ప్రాపంచిక విషయాల పట్ల మక్కువ. స్పిరిచువల్ ఎన్లైటన్మెంట్ మీన్స్ దైవిక పరిజ్ఞానము. సో దెర్ ఈస్ ఎ ఫైట్ బిట్వీన్ దీస్ 2 things in this story. That is the central theme of this story. There is a fight between these 2 aspects. And now we move on to the next thing, message. What message is conveyed through this story? Means human wisdom and self-realization are more valuable than wealth. So here human wisdom, that means the human knowledge and self-realization, knowing about oneself, these 2 things are very, very important and more valuable than wealth of this world. And you go to the next point, tone. What is this tone? Philosophical. Yes, philosophical means scholarly and educating and all that. And ironic. Ironic means again satiric and all that. So that is the tone of the story. And year of publication. So when was this story published? Means it was published in 1889. That is that, right? And these are the important things. Now we move on to learn a few more things about this Anton Chekhov. Awards. What awards are given to him? Pushkin Prize in 1888. And achievements. Okay, what achievement did he achieve during his lifetime? Means master of the modern short story. He was called the master of the modern short story, and also a playwright. He was also a very good playwright. Okay, and here you pay attention. Recognition. What recognition did he receive during his lifetime? He was recognized as a person who influenced modern fiction and theatre. And you go to the next point, literary period. So to which literary period did he belong? He belonged to realism or 19th century Russian literature. So that is the literary period he belonged to. And now you move on to learn about the next important story. Engine trouble is there. This is the second important story, and here the writer is R.K. Narayan. He was born in 1906 and died in 2001. Okay, and here nationality. So he was an Indian writer. You know that very well. And a central theme. What is the central theme of this Engine trouble? Human struggle against fate and bureaucracy. So these are the two things, 1 and 2. So human struggle means human beings fight against fate. Fate means the destiny. So you don't know what that destiny is going to bring to you. If it brings good things, it's okay. But if it brings bad things, you have to fight against those bad things. That's why, this fate is unpredictable. This unpredictable. It is unpredictable. You don't know what actually is going to happen to you tomorrow. రేపేం జరగబోతుందో నీకు తెలుసా? ఇంకో గంట తర్వాత ఏం జరగబోతుందో తెలుసా? You don't know that. So that's why this fate or this destiny is unpredictable. ఈ విధి అనేది, ఈ విధిరాత అనేది మనకు తెలియదు. ఏం రాసిందో, ఏం జరగనుందో, ఆల్ దిస్. దట్స్ వై ఆఫ్టర్ సంథింగ్ హ్యాపెన్స్, ద హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్స్, వాట్ డు దే డు? దే ఫైట్ అగేన్స్ట్ దిస్ ఫేట్, వన్ థింగ్, అండ్ దే ఆల్సో ఫైట్ అగేన్స్ట్ ద బ్యూరోక్రసీ. During their life, they have to fight against the bureaucracy, means the system of government, because they will be posing so many problems to the people. ప్రజలకు అనేక కష్టాలు పెడుతుంటారు. అనేక రకాల అఫీషియల్స్ నుంచి మనకు ఇబ్బందులు వస్తుంటాయి. ఇది పే చేయంటాడు, అది పే చేయంటాడు, ట్యాక్స్ అంటాడు, అదని. సో దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ బ్యూరోక్రసీ. సో డ్యూరింగ్ ద లైఫ్ టైమ్ ఆఫ్ ద హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్స్, దే ఫైట్ అగైన్స్ దీస్ టూ థింగ్స్. మానవ జీవిత కాలంలో మనుషులు ఏం చేస్తారట? ఈ విధికి వ్యతిరేకంగా పోరాడుతూ ఉంటుంటారు. అది మంచి విషయాలు తెస్తే పర్వాలేదు, చెడు తెస్తే పోరాడాల్సిందే. అండ్ బ్యూరోక్రసీ ఉన్నంత కాలము గవర్నమెంట్ వింగ్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా, వాటి వల్ల మనకు ఏమైనా ఇబ్బందులు అయితే మనం వాటితో పోరాడాల్సిందే. మనకు సర్టిఫికేట్ కావాలి, వాడి నెంబర్ తిరిగి వాడిని పైసలు ఇచ్చి వాడిని బామాలి. సో ఇదంతా ఫైటింగ్. యూ హ్యావ్ టు ఫైట్ అగేన్స్ట్ దిస్ బ్యూరోక్రసీ, సిస్టమ్ ఆఫ్ గవర్నమెంట్, సిస్టమ్ ఆఫ్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్. Okay, right. And here that is the central theme of this, and message. What message does he convey through this story? Means irony of winning a troublesome prize. The protagonist of the story receives a prize, but that turns to be a troublesome one. ఈ ప్రొటాగనిస్ట్ ఒక ప్రైజ్ పొందుతాడు, దట్ టర్న్స్ ఇంటూ ఏ ట్రబుల్ సంథింగ్ ఫర్ హిమ్, అండ్ హియర్ దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ ద ఐరనీ. ప్రైజ్ వస్తే మంచిగా ఉంటుంది అనుకుంటే, ప్రైజ్ వస్తే చెడు జరుగుతుంది. సో హియర్ అందుకే ఇట్స్ అన్ ఐరనీ ఆఫ్ విన్నింగ్ ఎ ట్రబుల్సమ్ ప్రైజ్ అండ్ లైఫ్స్ అన్ప్రెడిక్టబుల్ నేచర్. దిస్ లైఫ్ హ్యాస్ గాట్ ఆల్ అన్ప్రెడిక్టబుల్ నేచర్. వీ డోంట్ నో వాట్ యాక్చువల్లీ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు హ్యాపెన్ టుమారో. This is only the message. You go to the next important point. Tone is there. Comic and satirical. Comic means humorous and comedic. Satirical means again ironic and all that. Vyangyamainatuntidi ani ardham. Okay, right. And here you pay attention here of publication. So when was this story published? Means it was published in 1940s. So these are only the important points about this, because already I have talked to you about this R.K. Narayan's awards, achievements, recognition, all such things. Avanni inta mundu story cheppanu, iga malli cheppadu anduke I stop this and you go to the next important thing. Third one, after 20 years. This is another important and interesting story. You know that very well. It was written by O. Henry, and this O. Henry is the pen name of this writer, and the real name of this writer is William Sidney Porter. He was born in 1862. He died in 1910. Okay, those are the details of the writer. And nationality American. He was an American, you know very well. And central theme. What is the central theme of the story? Loyalty. Loyalty means integrity, honesty, nijayati, and change. Okay, over a period of time people might change. ఈ రోజు ఉన్నవాడు రేపు అట్లనే ఉంటాడని మనం అనుకోవద్దు. కాలం అనేది మనిషిలో మార్పు తెస్తుంది. టైం బ్రింగ్స్ చేంజెస్ ఇన్ మ్యాన్. ఇవాళ మంచిగా ఉన్నవాడు రేపు మంచిగా ఉంటాడు అని చెప్పి అనడానికి వీల్లేదు. ఇవాళ చెడ్డగా ఉన్నవాడు రేపు కూడా చెడ్డగా ఉంటాడు అనడానికి వీల్లేదు. బికాస్ టైం బ్రింగ్స్ చేంజ్ ఇన్ మ్యాన్స్ లైఫ్. కాలం అనేది మానవ జీవితంలో మార్పులు తెస్తుంది. అండ్ మారల్ చాయిసెస్, వెన్ సమ్ చాయిసెస్ ఆర్ దేర్, యూ మస్ట్ స్టాండ్ ఆన్ ద మారల్ సైడ్ ఓన్లీ, నాట్ ఆన్ ద ఇమారల్ సైడ్. జీవితంలో కొన్ని నిర్ణయాలు తీసుకోవాల్సి వచ్చినప్పుడు యూ మస్ట్ ప్రిఫర్ ఓన్లీ మారల్ చాయిసెస్. Okay, so this is the theme of this story: loyalty, change, and moral choices. And you go to the next point: message. What is the message of this story? People change with time. People change with time. కాలంతో పాటు మనుషులు మారుతారు. Just now I have told you. So the good man might become a bad man after some time. The bad man might become a good man after some time. So time brings changes in man's life. Okay, and integrity is above friendship. Integrity means honesty. That is above friendship. So integrity is superior to this friendship, and that is the message. And tone. What is the tone of this story? Ironic and sentimental. Ironic means what? And the friend wanted to meet his friend. You know very well. Ironic thing is this second friend who is a policeman will get him arrested. Ironic. అనుకున్నది ఒకటి, జరిగింది ఒకటి. ఫ్రెండ్ని కలుద్దామని వచ్చాడు, కానీ పోలీస్ ఆఫీసర్ అయినటువంటి ఫ్రెండ్ అతగాన్ని అరెస్ట్ చేయించాడు. సో దట్ ఈస్ ఐరానిక్. సెంటిమెంటల్, ఎమోషనల్. There are some emotions in this story. So that's why now the tone of this story is ironic and sentimental. Okay. And now next point here is year of publication 1906. Okay. And here awards. What awards did he receive? Did he in his lifetime is O. Henry Award, named in his honor posthumously. So after his death, in his name, some award was now set up. The same award was given to him for the first time. ఈయన పేరు మీద ఒక అవార్డును సెటప్ చేశారు ఆయన మరణానంతరము. అదే ఈయనకు మొట్టమొదటిసారిగా ఇచ్చారు. దట్ ఈస్ దేర్. సో హీ రిసీవ్డ్ ద ఓ హెన్రీ అవార్డ్. దిస్ వాజ్ నేమ్డ్ ఇన్ హిస్ ఆనర్ posthumously. So that is there. Now you move on to learn other important things of this writer. Achievements. What are the achievements he achieved during his lifetime? Means known for twist endings. If you read his stories now, you come across only twist endings. That means his stories are noted for twist endings. He is known for that. And next, recognition. What recognition did he receive during his lifetime? Means he received the recognition of being the most popular short story writers in the USA. He was recognized as one of the most popular short story writers in the USA. That was the recognition given to him. And next, literary period. To which literary period did he belong? He belonged to realism or early 20th century American literature. Okay, and now you move on to the last story of this section, The Thief. This is the last story in the stories section. And who has written the story? Writer is Ruskin Bond, you know very well. And this was born in 1934, still alive as of 2025. And you go to the next point, nationality Indian, born British, settled in India. So he was born of British parents. బ్రిటిష్ తల్లిదండ్రులకు జన్మించినటువంటి ఇతగాడు ఈ సెటిల్డ్ ఇన్ ఇండియా. ఈ బికేమ్ ద సిటిజన్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ కంట్రీ అండ్ దేర్ ఫోర్ హీ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ అన్ ఇండియన్. రస్కిన్ బాండ్ ఈస్ నౌ an Indian, not a Britisher. Central theme. What is the central theme of this story? Trust and transformation. So that is only the central theme of this story. Trust. That means faith in some person. And transformation. Trust and transformation means change. Trust and transformation. నువ్వు నమ్మకము మరి మార్పు అనేటటువంటిది ఈ కథ యొక్క సెంట్రల్ థీమ్. అండ్ హియర్ ద మెసేజ్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ స్టోరీ ఈస్ లవ్ అండ్ కైండ్నెస్ కెన్ రిఫార్మ్ ఎ క్రిమినల్. దట్స్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. And with your love, with your kindness, you can reform even a criminal also. నీ ప్రేమతో, నీ దయతో ఒక క్రిమినల్, ఒక నేరగాడిని నువ్వు సమూలంగా మార్చగలుగుతావు అనేది ఈ కథలో చెప్పబడేటటువంటి ఒక సందేశం. రైట్. అండ్ హియర్ యు పే అటెన్షన్ టోన్. వాట్ ఇస్ ద టోన్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ స్టోరీ? వార్మ్ అండ్ రిడెంప్టివ్. సో వెరీ లవింగ్. ఓకే. అండ్ రిడెంప్టివ్. రిడెంప్టివ్ మీన్స్ ద థీఫ్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ స్టోరీ ఈస్ బీయింగ్ రిడీమ్డ్ అండ్ హీ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు బికమ్ ఏ గుడ్ మ్యాన్. ఈ కథలోని దొంగ మారి ఒక మంచివాడిగా మారుతున్నారు. కాబట్టి రిడెంప్టివ్ టోన్ ఉంది దీంట్లో. అంటే మార్పును సూచించేటటువంటి ఒక విమోచన, ఒక మార్పును సూచించే ఆ ధోరణి దీంట్లో కనిపిస్తుంది. అండ్ హియర్ యు పే అటెన్షన్, ఇయర్ ఆఫ్ పబ్లికేషన్ 1980. ఓకే. And the next awards, Sahitya Akademi Award he received, and Padma Shri and Padma Bhushan. These are the three prestigious awards he received during his lifetime. And a few more things I think there are about this Ruskin Bond. Let us learn even them also. Right. Achievements. What were his achievements? Prolific author of stories. He was a prolific writer. Prolific writer means he was a creative writer, fruitful writer for children and adults. That means he wrote in his lifetime stories for both children and adults. Right. And next, recognition. What recognition did he receive in his lifetime? Means India's most beloved contemporary writers. Next, literary period. To which literary period did he belong? That means he belonged to contemporary Indian English literature. So this is all about Ruskin Bond. With this, the basic details of the short stories will come to an end. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hello, dear DSC candidates. Thank you so much for watching this very important video. If you have still any problem in understanding any of the things that I have dealt with in this video, please make a mention of it in the comment section. Even with regard to the years of publication, with regard to the birth and death years also, you please make a mention of it in the comment section if at all they have gone wrong in my teaching. Okay, right. And with another beautiful video, I shall be back to you. Until then, bye. See you, all of you.